wanted to go over, dude, is just kind of what your situation was before like starting up as a growth partner with Brand Operator. Like what were you doing before with social media? How were the recruits coming in? Like talk to me a little bit about that.
Honestly, so I mean, I could go back and look, but before we started, I would probably say I was posting one post every 5 to 10 days, and during the summer, if I was out during the summer, I was probably posting like 5 posts a summer. You know what I mean?
That's what I did. I think I posted like 5 or 6 total.
Whenever you're out there knocking, leading teams, like 99% of your energy is just spent.
Yep.
So, before we started, pretty much probably like once every two or three times, 4 or 5 times a month, like just depended on the month, I guess. But, right before we started, I started working with a camera guy, and I knew that like it's kind of funny making the like investment into this. I just knew that I'm the type of guy that if I spend that type of money, I'm not going to not make it worth it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it has to. It's like I'm gonna get a return. I'm gonna make the most out of it, which you did.
Yeah. So whenever we started, it immediately went to, instead of 5 posts a month, it was 6, 7 posts a week. It was a post literally every single day. And honestly, the brand remap, I think, is what helped to like pop the most at the beginning.
Yep.
Because I kind of like, it's so funny. You like hear things, through the grapevine or whatever, but you don't really understand them. It's like I heard about like the lookalike content or the copycat content or whatever. But we hopped on that call, broke it down, made the Google sheet with, the list. I don't want to give out too much of the free sauce, but
yeah, all the creators, all the lookalike creators.
But yeah, we found that, and then from there it was just like smooth, bro. It's like it's crazy how good social media can be with like such little energy whenever you just find like the path that you want to take, and then 50 to 100 lookalike videos, and make it's just like the time and energy to go get the clips. And at the end of the day, that's not that crazy. You just have to care enough.
It isn't. And one of the things now is because you were the first use case, a lot of the guys that were coming in, we were taking in people that didn't have like cameramen. They didn't have like, they were just doing it on their own. They might not even have buddies that could film for them. And that's where I was having the hardest time getting people success is it's like, they're just not getting enough footage. So because of you, and then when I really broke down, like, okay, so why did Aiden do so freaking good? One is like picture perfect entrepreneur to go make social media content. Like you had a lot of stuff going for you as far as credibility and cool things that made it pretty easy to just pop off right off the bat. But it's also that you had the videographer that could consistently take more content as well. And that was like the key indicator of when you popped off. It was just like you just kept getting more clips and you always had a videographer around. And when you have that, like the consistency isn't hard as long as the editing part is taken care of.
That's another thing I've noticed too, is not even just like the posting consistency, because the posting consistency isn't hard at all as long as you have some clips.
Yep.
But whenever you have like unlimited clips, the views from your posts will stay consistent too, because your audience doesn't just get completely watered down and tired of the same 5 clips being reused over and over.
You know what I mean? And I've been there.
Yeah, no, and we hit a spot like that too. And then once we did, like, we hop on a call, kind of break stuff down. You literally are like, yeah, dude, the page is just hitting like a little bit of a dry streak. Like, we just need to switch it up a little bit. So I called just I'm like, hey, bro, let's go get gas station shots of me and Miller and the McLaren and the Aston Martin. Let's go, like, get a couple shots at a cool little food spot, whatever it is. It's like, which cars, let's drive each other's cars, like, video all of it, whatever. Let's get shots from inside the whip with the other one passing us, And we went and did that for 2 hours, and then switched up the content just a little bit, threw a couple, instead of straight entrepreneurship, it was like a vertical integration type video where it was like, most entrepreneurs lift weights. So we like did entrepreneurship, weightlifting, switch up for a video or reignited the audience, and then used the new clips to keep running with the entrepreneurship stuff. So it's honestly crazy. Once you understand it, like, I think that's been the biggest thing that I've gotten from the program is just the ideas. Like, you've given me the ideas to have a better understanding of everything. And now that I have the understanding, like
You become self-sufficient. Like that's the whole goal is like how fast can we make
yeah,
people self-sufficient, especially on the social media side. And since that date, when you started talking about your back end system, we actually ended up building out
yeah.
the entire like back end system to
Mhm.
be like on autopilot where we can just onboard people immediately, add
So
everybody in immediately. It's crazy how easily we can onboard people now because I that was another problem you expressed is you're like, dude, I need a funnel. Like, what do I
yeah,
do with all
yeah.
these leads? Because what was the lead flow like? Like you
Dude, so before, just to give you a good idea, before it was probably I'd get like one or two people maybe a week, or maybe even like one or two a month that would just text me out of nowhere from Instagram and
like,
be
hey,
like,
yo, what do you do? Can I work for
"Yeah,
you?
hey
That type
bro,
of
can I
thing.
come work with you?" Like that shit was almost a myth to
Yeah.
me. To just the literal text of like, "Can I come work with you?" Like
Mm,
I would guess people would be like, "Dude, how are you so successful? Give me some tips or whatever." You know what I mean?
mm,
Those are normal for anybody that posts $1 million in real estate and 500,000 in earnings. But like once we started posting reels, it started getting to where it was like 3 or 4 a day. And I was like, and on top of that, I already have 150 sales reps signed,
mm.
and I had managers that are texting me. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm getting 100. I'm in all these leadership group chats and this, that, this, that. So I'm getting hundreds of texts a day. You add another 3 or 4 DMs a day that I don't actually get like a notification for. That
Yep.
just kind of like show in the request inbox.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, that's whenever I started being like, bro, I just need to set up a funnel so I can make this easier. And I also, through the ideas that you gave me on the calls, realized that instead of texting each one of my sales reps individually every single week, hey, bro, let's set up a call for next week to get a training in. I could just have a funnel system, mass text 150 people in five
Yep.
minutes, get my entire schedule booked out. So, like, just having that flip, I was like, one, of course, it'd be awesome to have a funnel for all these leads coming in, but two, just like I don't know how I've operated without a funnel until now, and I like
Yep.
wouldn't have came to the conclusion without hopping on the call and seeing your back end, and I was
Yep.
like, I'm an idiot. This guy's a genius. I'm pissed. Like that's literally how I felt.
It's just efficiency, bro. Like when you have that, like time is the biggest struggle of like any of us. All of us are just struggling for time, and each manual task that you have is just a little bit of time. That seriously, that time stacks up like crazy when you scale it to 150 different people. Like it's nuts. So dude, it's sick that you got that back end funnel set up and it's pumping for you now.
No, it's sick.
Team size since we started. So we started. When did we start? We started in November, just like late November, mid to late November. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's been November, December, January, February, March. Just we're probably coming up on like the fourth month now, damn near. Um, how many guys? So you said you had how many guys before you started with me, and how many extra guys have you added on between vets and rookies since then?
Dude, that's a good question. I haven't tracked that as good as I should, but what I can say is I have never pulled over experienced, good experience reps ever in my career before having a social media platform and coming through the program.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two people that are coming from roofing with $1 million plus in annual roofing revenue, which is pretty solid as a roof rep. Um, Multiple people from other pest control companies, and I can see it happening like literally as the systems are being built and as the presence is being built. Like it's going to be so easy to switch like entire teams and
Yes.
downloads from other companies just because of the social media. So and I mean, my top rookie right now out here, he actually came on a blitz with us before the summer.
Yep.
He's out here, sold 2.5K his first day, knocking during the summer. Like he's gonna do 300K as a rookie. I got him from Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is one of those people that just never, ever in a million years I would have been able to get without having the presence, because he's running a detail business in his hometown
Yep.
that is profitable and it's solid.
Yep.
But he like texts me out of nowhere, and he's like, because of all the crazy videos, he's like, dude, how much money you're making? What's the pest control industry about? You know what I mean?
Yep.
All these questions. And I hop on, and given that I am kind of the guy that has the entrepreneurship like understanding and background, I like explain everything to him, and he's like, dude, show me a pay stub. All right, I'm not believing this shit, you know.
Yep.
So he's like, all right, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Now he's got his detail business on autopilot, spitting off money. He's going to be my top rep. I'm going to turn him into a manager and feed him leads from the back end.
Yep.
And literally get him to a $250,000, 300 grand plus in earnings by year 2.
Yeah, and it's like on autopilot. That's the cool thing too, is
yeah,
the way that you can not only get guys that are from like the small towns or that are running their own business, and just like the woodworks, dude. We're pulling quality guys out of the woodworks that would have never known about door to door. And then it's like, okay, so they come out, we create a good enough system to where they actually end up going on a blitz or coming out and doing sales. They have success. And then it's like, hey, man, I know you're from the woodworks and there's probably a total population of 1,000 people in your town, but I can just pump you reps. You'll just have qualified leads on your schedule.
You have a free team of 20 if you work in the off season.
Yep. If you're willing to take the calls, man.
If you have a free team of 20 guys, you do $1 million in revenue, you make $100 grand off the team, and then whatever you do in your personal is up to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a ridiculous system. It honestly blows my mind. Like,
it's too free, man. It's just too free.
After like seeing the other side of it, it's almost just like, honestly, like empowering, because I'm like, sometimes the door-to-door grind feels like something that you're like stuck in. You know what I mean? It's like, eventually I'm going to like run out of people I can contact, my sphere of influence, or cold call people, like, and like eventually I want to work myself off the doors. That's everybody's dream in door-to-door sales, is like become a manager and learn how to manage well enough to managers that create more managers. And like doing this, it's just like literally a cheat code, because you can find the next manager like that by posting a video. And it's like, it's just crazy to even think about, like, because this summer, honestly, or this off season, I've spent a lot of time trying to like understand everything that we've been talking about, implement the systems, like the whole 9, find the website domains and all that stuff, like just trying to figure everything out. And coming up with like the courses and the communities and the Google Drives for the Clippers, like the whole 9, like literally everything. So I haven't implemented as much of it as I feel like I maybe should have, but I feel like I've gotten it almost down to a T, where as long as I can just come out and produce another couple leaders this summer, have a really good personal sales summer, after this year, like, we will double our revenue to over 10 million, 12 million, 14 million next year. And the systems will pretty much be on autopilot. Like, it'll be ridiculous.
So people, I feel like guys, same way you were talking about it, have such a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that, like, if you have a system built out to where the lead flow is consistent and always coming in, then all you have to do is focus on your systems, because your people are getting everything they've wanted and more already. Like, if you're just feeding them people, they're always going to be happy. Just how good can you make the system so that feeding them people ends up, with guys actually coming out and getting deals and having a good summer?
I think me doing this, like taking the chance, I was telling Donnie actually whenever we were on the call the other day, I was like, dude, I honestly thought the guy was a douchebag. I did not trust him at all. It took him 3.5 hours to close me on us doing this. Like, we were on the phone for 3.5 hours. That was our second call of the day, actually. I don't know if you remember the first one. Called me out of the blue, talked for like 10, 15 minutes, and then we hop on another call for like 3.5 hours that day. And it's funny because I was so like skeptical about doing it first, but I think this is the one thing that I needed to be able to make the experience better for my reps than it was for me. Because like me coming through as a second year rep or first year team lead, I signed 80 guys by myself. It was me and one other manager that was also a rookie team leader. He signed guys, I think. So it's like, that's 72 direct. For me to do that, I worked Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 in the morning. Like
Yep.
every single day. I would have reps getting off work at like 12 o'clock Texas time or whatever on a different time zone. And I'm up at 12:30, 1 o'clock, like literally just doing a training meeting or a recruiting meeting. And it's crazy because all of those people I contacted personally. I took way too much time doing first calls instead of having a VSL set up. Like I did everything the brute force way, and it honestly like sucked. And the craziest thing to think is like I made 300 grand that year as a first year team leader in the door to door space. Imagine if somebody put that same work ethic in, but they had their manager or me being their manager an extra 5 leads, 10 leads a week that were already warm.
Yep.
And already watched a VSL. So you don't have to introduce them to anything. All you do is hop on a call and close them.
Yep.
Like
they're basically like they're warmed up, they're pre-sold when they're getting on the call. Like it also just changes the dynamic of how you even need to do your calls. Like you don't have to be needy. Your guys don't have to be needy. You don't have to, take someone that you're not sure about. You can literally like kind of like the Harvard method, bro. It's like you can pick the cream of the crop guys. You can pick who you want. And
I've seen it, bro. It's our second day out here in the area. I've already seen it this summer. Like our culture's better because I've dude. Like, and honestly, nobody will admit to this, but everybody does this. If you're in the door to door space and you don't have leads coming in and you don't have a constant lead source, you're gonna take like a risk on a couple of those reps where you're like, I don't know if they're gonna do good or I don't know if they're gonna do bad, but let them come out because I got to fill a spot on my team or one extra rep won't hurt. You know what I mean? Like this year, knowing that I could literally like fill spots tomorrow. Like the other day, it was like we were shadowing service pros before we could start knocking for licensing in Texas. I'm like, you know what, dude? I think we should get like a handful of guys that start a little bit later in the summer, like April 1st, just in case we have some fall off. I look at my DMs. I hop on 2 calls while we're shadowing. I close both of them literally within like 2 hours. It's like now that you have the Harvard method and you like and they're studs too. Previous salespeople, somebody with 40K on Instagram, absolute stud. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like now that you have that Harvard method, one, it makes it way easier for you to do the calls. I think that's kind of where you're headed. Where it's like, why should I let you work with me instead of this is why you.
The frame just completely shifts.
It's a crazy shift. You have complete control. And it's more like an interview for a prestigious job rather than hey, man, let me pitch you on this idea and see if you want to actually do it. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. But the second thing is just the culture shift. Like whenever you have a bunch of high-level elite performers that you can pick from, you pick the elite level high performers. Because of that, once you get out to area and you actually start selling, like this will probably be the first time I ever have a 100K plus RPR team. And it's because I've been able to pull I have a guy right now that was doing high ticket sales on like remote offers. And he's like, found him through an Instagram comment. He texts me. He's like, all right, where do I sign up? Acting stupid. I text him back. I'm like, shoot me a DM. He DMs me. He's like, hey man, I work with a ton of high level, like high ticket guys. Every single one of them, I'm super young. I'm 19. Every single one of them tells me that I need to do one summer in door to door. So I want to do door to door. Like this kid's an absolute baller. He's like hopping on coaching, teaching people how to do like remote sales, TikTok shops, run ads, like the whole thing. 19 years old. And it's like, he's completely bought into the summer because one of his guys told him, hey, you should go do door to door sales. And I just so happened to be the guy that had a video that looked cool in front of his face. You know what I mean? Like,
the targeting on social media shows you who you need to see when you need to see it. And it's just our job to make sure our targeting is good enough to be the one in front of them.
Make this sale for Ruger real quick. Answer it.
One of you guys are getting a sale right now?
Yeah, dude. Knocking on the Sunday.
He's knocking on us.
Good.
Getting a deal live as we speak.
And that's the thing, bro. Like, I don't even know if I'd have that rep right now. It's so funny that happened on the call. I don't even think I would have that rep right now if I didn't come through the program, have good social media. Simple.
Another thing too that's crazy, business is like a million intangibles. You can't quantify a bunch of shit that happens. My managers get a ton of recruits personally based off of my Instagram.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you
Something that-
talked about that, bro.
Dude, it's something that you will never be able to put a dollar sign or a
Mhm.
number on, but it's something that is so real and it absolutely happens. And that's like the scenario that just popped into my brain because that guy came from one of my managers, and my manager leveraged my social media to recruit that guy, and he's literally getting a sale right now.
That's so sick.
You know what I mean? In the spectrum of business, if he's making money, I'm making money. You know what I mean? On this call, like it's ridiculous.
The proof is literally like
on the call,
on the call right in front of you. And I love how we set this up and we did it like completely off the cuff, completely unscripted. Like I didn't send you like a rubric of what we were going to go over. It really just comes down to the success speaks for itself, and your experiences will be easy to articulate if it works, and or if it doesn't work.
Dude, and I think a lot of the time your success with offers and stuff like this really just comes down to like whether or not the person puts the time into it.
Yep.
Because a lot of the time the offer, like if you look at it from a completely objective logistical standpoint, it's like if I pay 30 grand for something that can help me make an extra 50 grand, of course it's worth it.
Yes.
Like if the information's in there and somebody else just came through and used the information to do that exact thing, it's like, yes, buy, makes sense. The problem is a lot of people subjectively judge the offer or the course or whatever, because I've been the guy, I've bought a bunch of like online offers over my years of trying to figure out entrepreneurship, day trading, wholesaling, real estate, what e-com. But it's funny because a lot of people subjectively will say, oh, this course was good or this course was bad, but objectively speaking, because of what they did or didn't do, right? But objectively speaking, it's like if I pay 30 grand to have a complete backend system that will help me track leads better for the next like 5 years, if that shit saves me 6 leads that would have fell through the cracks and not been trackable, I mean, if that's 6 good reps, you're gonna make 30 grand off those 6 good reps.
And that's like in 1 year too. Think about the 6 reps in the whole lifetime.
You think of lifetime value of those reps. You know what I mean? It's like who knows? You might get one manager from your social media or through the stuff that you did on this course that turns out to be $1 million or $2 million organization leader. That lifetime value is going to make you hundreds, like 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. So no, it's crazy. It's funny because I've always been the logistical guy, but I was like super hesitant to even like talk to you. Honestly, I don't even know why I DM'd you whenever you did that shit. You know what, dead ass, I DM'd you because I was like, I want to see what this guy's doing. I don't give a shit about buying it, but I want to see what he's doing. And next thing you know, dude, I got sold. Bryson's a damn good salesman. But
that is something I would say too. Is like don't ever hop on the call with me if you don't plan on buying it. If it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I wouldn't take the person. Like we've turned away quite a few people just because I genuinely was like, either one, I don't think you're bought into this enough. Like I don't think that you even believe in the vision. If they don't have any belief in the system itself, it's like, you're not going to have the fire under your ass to go make it work. I'll have guys hop on that a lot of times just don't have the money to invest into the things that are needed to make this like an automated system.
That's another crazy thing. Like you can't expect to just jump into the course and get results. Like, $3,700 camera. I asked Bryson, what camera should I buy? The next day I'd buy the camera, get it shipped to me on Amazon. So I can take videos whenever my video guy's not there, give him the USB so he can pull it, or the SD card so he can pull it off and make it. It's like, you definitely do have to be bought in the system. Like buying the course isn't just going to be like buying a real estate property with a management in place where you just kind of flow off of it. You know what I mean? But like, it's investing in the skill and spending the time. It's crazy. S&Me 500, not S&P 500.
Yep. Sure. And it's cool too because so with your videographer, this is something that I talk to guys about, and just to kind of talk about like your experience with it. So typically I have the videographer, media guy, whoever you have, getting on a lot of the one-on-one coaching calls as well, or contacting me if he has questions, using the program and all the SOPs and the resources and the course videos, everything to assist in creating the content properly. Like, how has that gone for you guys since you and Josiah started to where you are now just in his skill set?
Bro, so first off, me and Josiah go pretty far back. Like a couple years ago, he tried to take me out to dinner so I could give him real estate advice. Like, we used to be good homies in school. Obviously, like, entrepreneurship stuff, like, kind of broke us apart or whatever. I'm super busy. Don't talk to anybody.
It's just busy.
But, you know, it's always just been, like, a mutual relationship. He tried to pay me for the advice. I'm like, nah, bro, I got your dinner. Like, let's go, you know? So whenever I got the McLaren, he was doing car videos. And I was like, hey, bro, let's shoot the McLaren. Like, see if we can get you some exposure. And then we go up to, like, a welcome home event for Aptiv. There's a couple $1 million worth of cars. I'm like, hey, bro, want to come? Just come shoot cars, you know? This was right at the same time where, like, we're starting to kind of get a little bit serious. And I was like, dude, can you just shoot videos of me, too, like, the whole weekend? Just random roller clip, like B-roll clips. Like, of walking around HQ, getting out of the cars, talking to people in front of the Lambos, whatever. And from there, we end up buying the program, the growth operator stuff. And I literally just tell Josiah, I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to try to, like, negotiate. Because this was, like, before you even had, like, a idea or a rule behind this.
Yep.
You were like, no, I don't. This, maybe I'll let your guy.
I was a little skeptical in the beginning. I mean, it was a learning experience for both of us, really.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny being that, like, I've had this good of an experience, and I was literally like one of your first guys.
Yeah, you were one of the first three people. You, CJ, and one other guy, and like when
it's been cool to see it grow because at first we didn't even have the community. We didn't have the weekly coaching calls. Like, it was just me and you jumping on calls.
Literally,
like, it's not built out yet, so we're just gonna get like 3 or 4 calls a week.
Yeah, like whatever it's gonna take. Like, that's how I was. I was like, dude, I'm going to get you success because I know exactly how, but to get it into like a well-structured and organized program is going to take a little bit. But like, dude, I just need to get the ball rolling on this because this is the time of year where where we're at is we've had multiple people have a lot of success. A lot of people have gotten eyes on this now. Everyone knows who you are. The program is super built out now. And
the off season comes around, your target demographic.
Oh my gosh.
Well aware of who you are and what you have to produce.
Again, it's the Harvard method, dude. It's like it's the same thing as sales. Is the best thing that you can do is instead of stacking yourself with a bunch of risk factors, you get 3 or 4 just solid dudes. You get them as much success as possible, and then that's what you build on. That's what you capitalize on. It's the same thing that I've done now. We have a lot of people reaching out, and we have the ability to turn away anyone we want because it's not a money thing anymore. It's how much money can we make together? How much money can I make you? And do I actually think that in the time frame that I want this to work, is it going to work? Because I don't want to be spending, a ton of time and effort from my team, the resources that we have within our team, and then myself trying to get somebody success that really just
is the X factor essentially.
Yeah, it's the X factor, and dude, that was a sick realization for me too, is because I realized that there's the type of guys that we work with. I think that there's a ton of value on like a lower level, even from just like the guys that hop on the group coachings and have access to all the programs, but like where the success happens fast and like almost overnight is when you are a high level rep that has the ability to invest. If I tell you to get a camera, like, guys don't ask twice. They just buy the camera. If I tell them to get this set up to where, I've got a freaking cinema style like shoot going on right now. Like, I'm videoing this whole thing on Loom. This is content I can put on YouTube. This is stuff that I can use for retargeting in our funnels. Like, this is what I teach people in itself, is how to efficiently create content, how to go create the social media style, the smaller niche creator accounts. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, dude, is we tested a strategy with your page where we did it's actually something that everyone's hopping on now. Is it's the 2 account method. Bro, your checking account pulls crazy analytics for how recently we started it, like a brand new fresh page. Have you had leads come from that brand new account? Because we actually did start a page from zero. You had like 1,800 followers when you started on your primary, or 2,000, 1,600. Now you're at what, 6 or 7K?
6,300
of quality audience. And then he got the deal. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. The second account, though, we literally started at zero, probably what, 2.5 months ago?
So we posted a reel a day on it every single day. So however many posts it has, 95. So 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. Yeah, we started it pretty early. You were like the first test subject on that method. And in 3 months, I mean, it's not like it's blown up to like where it has crazy followers or anything, but the analytics are nuts.
I don't have access to the analytics because Josiah runs it. But like within 3 months on a 600 follower page,
0 to 600 in 3 months.
0 to 600 is sick, but we're throwing like 250,000 view videos, like 80K view videos, 100K view videos, 180K view videos. Like,
and those videos, the reason I feel like everyone just converts, like how we have it set up is it's made so that those eyes convert to your primary page.
Oh yeah, and just the strategy that we built out with it, like having a similar bio to the main page, making my actual page like a good landing page where it looks aesthetically pleasing and everything's pushed back onto the Reels side, and every single post that I have on the Clip account has a call to action.
Yep.
That now that I have a back-end system is taggable and automated if we want to set that up on that account once it really starts pushing like my main account does. Like, it's just insane, dude. There's so many little pathways that I could talk. Like, it's wild. I think the 2 account method, another really cool thing that's came from that, I actually have a bunch of clippers that will like DM me probably 2-3 times a week.
Yep.
And just be like, hey, man, can I make 5 free clips for you? I shoot them over a Google Drive. No strings attached. It's like they just want to make 5 free clips and see if they can sell me on something.
Yep.
And obviously I'm open to the idea of getting sold on something, but like at the end of the day, I can just get 15 free clips every single week if I want to.
Yep.
Because of what we built so far. It's like the unlimited content glitch. Like, I can only imagine where you're at with like years of footage and tons of editors. Like, it's nuts. Like,
yeah, the editing teams that we have now, dude, like we actually, not only will we have those guys come in and offer us the clips, I literally just send them a Google Drive and say, show me what you can do. But
literally,
we also go in to get like our top managerial talent for the editors, and I poach them from other large creators that like they have a clipping account that's doing really well. I straight up just poach them. And I'm like, no, you're with me now. Whatever they're paying you, I'll pay you more. Like, and that's been sick too, because now our editing program, that's something that, it was good that Josiah did it, because when we first started, that wasn't even something that had crossed my mind. Now we have an editing program to where if guys want to go get clipped and have 5 accounts of them with, 15 to 50 posts going out a day of their content, as long as we have enough content, shooting, being in the program, getting a videographer, we can do clipping accounts and you get wide exposure. But it's also like even for the personal page, I mean, we can get long form, daily short form, everything done, and it's exactly to standard, where anyone who knows like my videos and my standards, how freaky I am about the smallest little things. Like,
yeah, and that's another thing. Within the program, you have all of the outlines for the standards.
Yep.
It's not like something that you just kind of shoot in the hip and you get from like being in the culture of the program. Like,
yep,
it's actually like very well structured. The more, it's funny, I was telling Donnie this the other day whenever he called me. Like, the more I like get to know you and the more that I work with you, the more I like you. It's funny.
I appreciate that.
The longer time I spend with this guy, the more I realize that he's actually very well structured. He's a genius and he's a hard fucking worker. The same thing with the program. Like, the more time I spend in the program, like the first couple of weeks we started doing group calls, I didn't even know that we were doing group calls.
Yep.
So I missed out on value. Then I hop on the calls and I'm like, dude, these are sick. Like these are so worth jumping on.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then once I was on the group calls, I started time in circle. You can literally drop content and get feedback from everybody else going through the program on what they think about your content. You know?
Yep.
Like,
no, it's sick.
In programs is growing at like it's just getting better and better.
Yep.
Like it's fun. At first, I was way skeptical, and then it's just like every single time I feel myself getting skeptical, something happens, and I'm just like resold. Yep, this was 100% worth it.
Yep. Anytime that there's like a small blank period, typically I feel like what guys do, at least in this space, is they create like a crappy product or like a semi-good product. They go like half-assed in it. They make some decent money on it, and then they just go like have fun with the money. Where every single time that we have any money come in, it immediately goes like our time and money goes back into setting up the program to either have like better support, better help, better things that you can like add on packages, making like it just frees up my time to basically where I can survive so that I can go put 10 times more into the fulfillment itself, into the quality of the program, into the quality of the coaching that I'm giving. I mean, I've got mentors right now that I've paid for with the money that I've made off of this on how to be a more concise, better coach on calls. Like it's just you've got to be obsessed with the process. You've got to be obsessed with the quality of what you're putting out, because like from my mentor himself, he said that the only way that you're actually going to scale something to where it's worth a shit is if you make it remarkable. And the only way to make something remarkable is it's so good that people can't stop themselves from remarking about, meaning talking to others, because they get so much value. And it's so awesome because the program has scaled 10 times faster than the amount of people in the program because of the way that I'm doing it. It's like, I don't want more people. I want more quality. I want the guys to be in there that are, you know, when you're in that community tab, I don't care if 3 or 4 guys, 1 or 2 guys comments on your post. The guys that are commenting know what the hell they're talking about now, because they're the ones that are so devoted and putting time into the program to where they can give legitimate, valuable feedback.
It's actually kind of funny. I was thinking about that the other day when we were on like our mastermind call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, I've learned so much through this mentorship that as we're on the mastermind call breaking something down, we give you an opposing viewpoint and you're like, holy shit, yeah, that actually might be right too. Let's consider that.
Yeah. Like we should test that. Like let's go do our trial reels method and see if that would work. Like it's a decent idea, because there is a level of creativity, and that's how I set it up. Is, you know, when you're building the foundation, it's the same as sales. Is you have your basic structure that you have to follow, your straight line path. And it's better to have someone completely scripted and completely on the straight line path than trying to do their own thing before they have the foundation built. But once the foundation's built, like, I don't think that there's many golden doors that don't have, like golden door being like the highest accolade in door-to-door sales. There's not many that have the same pitch that don't have some creative thing that works for them that might not work for somebody else. But you have to build that foundation first. And it's cool because now all the guys are getting to the point where they have the foundation down, and now creativity can come into play. Strategy, new ideas can come into play, and they're legitimate, feasible ideas that could potentially work really well.
Yeah, that's where the crazy results come from. It's funny because like I was just thinking that I was gonna make that same analogy. Like sales is like a direct correlation to everything in life, and what we're doing, you're always selling yourself. That's all you're doing on social media is selling yourself. So understanding that is dope. I think that's why you're honestly such a good like mentor for something like this, is because you have the background that I would say like 0.0001%. Like you've literally been over like probably, I think I was a top 1% salesperson in the industry at 300K. I looked at all of the reps within. Aptiv had the best like top high producers last year. I was looking at EcoShield; they were super close. Grit was super close, but like I was right in the top 200 of our couple thousand sales reps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, this is the best producing company, whatever, right? I did 300K in sales, and I probably would consider myself pretty close to the top 1% in door-to-door sales, just at 300K. You've done a golden door, which I would consider 0.01%, right? And it's like you've went to that level in terms of sales. So you understand sales at such a high level, but you've also managed teams that me personally, like we've probably managed pretty similar teams our 3 years within door-to-door sales. And I know exactly what that takes. And I know there's very few people. We're probably golden door recruiters and managers as well. If it was a reward for that.
Yep.
So it's like, I know you have both of those things. And that's the only thing that sold me at first. Like this guy's background can't fail him.
Yep.
So
I've been like, at the end of the day, if I were to give somebody like one selling point, because I don't want this to be something that I guess like convinces somebody of me. Like I want what we're offering and what we're giving to convince you, not me myself. But if there is one thing that somebody can know with working with me is, dude, to get a golden door, you have to genuinely be obsessed with the process and with your craft. And anyone who has done that before, that's something that is ingrained into you. You don't lose that ability to obsess over something. And this is just that next piece. You know, it's that next thing.
Into this,
like hitting the highest accolade, being the monopoly in our niche, in our industry. Like that is genuinely what I want to do, because anything that I find out that somebody is doing the same way that I did in sales, I'm like, oh, I like how he's doing pricing, or, oh, I like that close method. It's like, I know who my competitors are. And every time that I see my competitors doing anything I like, I copy it, I make it better, and then I add it into the program that all the other stuff they didn't already have. It's like, it's hard to take a risk on anyone when there's a large sum of money, but numbers don't lie. Salesmen do. I like to say that I don't lie. I'm a very ethical salesman, but that's like one of my favorite things. Numbers don't lie, salesmen do. It's like, look at the track record. Who's going to know the pains genuinely of running a team? Who's going to know the pains of running a team from social media? That is a completely different thing if you don't do it right. And I've done it the wrong way before. I've done it the way that, you know, I'm not going to name names, but some of your buddies that might not have invested into it are doing it. And they might get the lead flow, but a lot of times that lead flow ends up not very quality, not very targeted. Like I've dealt with all the pain points in the sales space. So my ability to fulfill is based on my knowledge of exactly what the person that's working with me is going through. It's not like I'm some, you know, social media marketing guy that's just coming in who's really good at ads, that runs on an ads course or spreadsheet, and I just funnel in reps. I don't understand what it actually takes to have a successful summer, to be able to sell, to manage, to delegate, to systemize. Like that is something that I've had to learn over the past 3 years. And that head start before ever putting out an info product is why I think that it's been so fun, because now, like, I plug these guys into a system. I learned the hardest way you possibly could with this system before it was really good. Now we plug and play it, and it just freaking works. It literally just works, and it's awesome to see the success you've had. Do you to finish it off, Aiden? Do you, like, how many guys do you actually have signed now, or that are coming out? Like, in
we'll have over 80 guys touch a door. And given that a lot of those leads came from social media, I actually think that's really impressive. We'll probably have like 90 guys touch a door. Because the last couple of years, whenever I've signed leads off social media, their show up rate's like 20 or 30%, like just disgusting.
Terrible.
And this year, it's honestly been like impressive, probably 50, 60, 70% from social media, which is like ridiculously good, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And I've talked to other managers about it and everything. Like, pretty common in the space to sign 3 reps on social media and only one actually ever touch a door. So
yep,
cool to see 2 of those 3 reps touch a door instead.
Yep. And at scale, that's a big difference in production and pay.
200 versus 100 if we're looking at a 300 rep scale, right? So like, extra 100 reps of mean, who knows what the number that you know,
it's game changing, dude. But it's sick to see the success you've had, Aiden. I also want to credit you, dude. Working with you has been sick because you're a sponge. Like you are the epitome of somebody in my position, especially how we started with not really having the structure and really just kind of raw figuring it the fuck out together. Like you were such a sponge to all the information, and you were so devoted once you made the investment to really learn and understand everything, which is exactly what I look for. I couldn't have had a better person to work with, not because of your situation, not because of the money, not because of anything. It's like if I take somebody that is as invested as you and give you all the information that I have, like genuinely, I think we could have made it work with the Honda Civic.
100%.
It's
I don't lose. You don't lose either. Like it's very simple. It's like if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I do it. So yeah, no, it's sick. Like looking back on it, the same way that I've done everything. Like my first summer, I fucking bring a notepad to every single meeting and write notes down.
Yep.
My first one.
And I've seen you have a lot of notepads just while I'm talking. You're just, yep, writing it down, withering away at the knowledge.
Why would I not? If this guy is smart enough or has something valuable enough for me to pay him tens of thousands of dollars, why the fuck would I not bring a $2 notepad and a pen and write this shit down? It's like,
absolutely. And now it's the beautiful thing because we're setting up all the innovation, the systems, and the AI. Now we're giving guys like a full breakdown of the call automatically sent from a Fathom recording.
Yeah, no,
yep,
crazy.
Making it easier and easier.
Blow my mind. That is one thing I will say about it. It has completely opened my eyes to like a whole nother side of efficiency and entrepreneurship that can literally make you infinitely scalable in whatever industry you're in. Just the idea, the things that I've seen from you guys from an operating standpoint, like it's crazy,
dude. It's like, dude, you're so busy in sales. It's so hard to take time away to even figure out, okay, what does efficiency look like? Where do I find it? How do I build it? Who do I hire? And
my last 2 or 3 months has been after I've had those ideas. And that's why I don't have the results that I know I could have. Like I have amazing results regardless from this. No, I could have signed an extra 25 guys personally from this. Like from the leads that I've gotten. I sent out like 30 leads the last 2 days to managers that haven't texted me in a month. Because I'm just like, hey, I'm busy out here during the summer. I'm still trying to figure out these systems. Just take these leads. Like if I don't give them to you, they're just gonna kind of like disintegrate into the movie.
They're gonna be. It's gonna say 34 weeks on my DM when I'm done with the summer, and
exactly.
And I'm like, still gonna not have responded.
Right? I might as well just throw them. So it's like, I know I could have an extra 25 personal guys, but after seeing the systems and the efficiency, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna step away for a second, figure out this as I'm coming up with the master game plan.
Because in the long term, with the understanding of the systems and the knowledge, whether it's implementation or just the build out itself, like you are in the long term, it's going to significantly pass anything that you lose in the time of getting it set up and built out. Like that is something that if we could finish off with one thing, what you can do, not just with a personal brand, but with just brand awareness, with your own face being your infinitely scalable, asset, and then having a system to turn that infinitely scalable asset into something that's streamlined, clean cut, and you just know works. You know where to plug people in, and you know where they're going. You know how to track it. That is worth taking a little bit of time away from the business that's already doing good, where you're making a ton of money. It's like, dude, there are levels that you can get to if you do take that small time away for how much time in the long run. Like the lifetime value of that, couple of weeks, couple of months of maybe losing out on a little bit of what you could have done the way that you're doing it right now. The lifetime value of having those systems and having that infinitely scalable asset being you will literally make it so that you just like your time is more and more and more free forever and ever and ever infinitely.
If you lose 20 grand by not working for a week finding these systems, but 2 years down the road these systems make you 20 grand a week, like seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be up to for the people to decide, but dude, I I couldn't ask for a better sit down. We never had the chance to actually hop on and like talk about your success, your like real experiences. We've talked about it like here and there, but this,
going, bro.
dude, we're grinding. The success is happening, but this is sick, dude, because it not only worked, well, but like now, dude, if we want to do a business deal together, we'll do a business deal. Like I trust you just like anybody else. Like it's the network in itself that also builds doing something like this, and it's so cool to see how awesome and high level and knowledgeable the people that we do let in are, and how many individual pieces of niche knowledge just being in the group alone you can get access to. It's actually crazy, dude, and it's been awesome to work with you, because you've opened up a lot of stuff in my eyes outside of this as well, that Section 8 is really starting to call my name, man.
Dude, it's calling my name too, bro. We might have to buy some together. But one thing too that I completely spaced that is definitely worth putting in here. I can't recruit reps in Canada, but I have a ton of leads coming from Canada right now because social media is all over the world. And I made a connection with a recruiter in Canada through this program, and we actually set up a contract where I'm just going to, like, dude, these leads would be worthless to me, right? I just give him the free leads. He gives me a small override percentage on them because I'm, like, pretty fair. I'm like, dude, if you didn't help me out, I'd make $0 off of any of these people anyways. So he gives me a small override percentage. It's like literally that one thing, disregard everything we've talked about, could probably pay for the amount of money that I paid you to be in this mentorship. Just getting that connection, just having those Canadian guys, sending them over to the connection. It's like, and that's like, if it works, it works. If not, who cares?
I remember the call we were in where you're like, yo, like, can we actually, I have a lot of reps in Canada I can't bring over. Could we like send them to you? And he's like, his eyes lit up. He's like, dude, this kid literally just joined, just paid me, first call he's ever been on. And you're like, all the guys are just like, oh yeah, we have a ton of Canadian reps. Do you want them? It's like, dude,
it's like come true.
I don't know if I've seen him since. He's been so damn busy trying to take in all these leads.
The guy rolled the dice and hit a 7, bro. Like, it's happened sometimes,
it's how it goes, but it's
just that one thing, dude.
Yep. And Aiden, again, dude, I appreciate the hell out of you. Working with you is fun. Watching success is fun. I'm excited to see the most important content that any of us guys in our sales field can get, which is the content that's going to be out this summer, and the content of, running the program, running the meetings, doing the sales, like that now is what is going to quadruple this in the eyes of how real it is for all the recruits that are looking into doing it, for the team culture, when they can have those video assets, when you guys can properly document this, and the next summer use that or next offseason use that as a resource for building more of the social media presence and branding it down and really bringing these people in. So I'm excited to see it, dude.
Likewise, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, Aiden, thank you again, brother. I appreciate it.